The greatest part, the better part of the Greeks do this for Saturn, and especially the greater part of the Athenians. They make these rites, they configure these sacred rites, which they itero usually means doing a second time. It's a second group, I suppose. The Greeks, not Romans. They iterate. This is they call it the Chronia. It's called that by them, and they celebrate this day through their fields and their cities. Nearly all of them, they're happy and they exercise this celebration with feasts. They take care of their famuloses, their slaves, each one for their own slaves, and I to them means exactly the same basically again. This is for our people. This custom's handed down there and here, whatever. And slaves with their feasts, the same feast together. The next chapter. Now concerning this temple of God, there must be referred, needs to be referred a few words. In accusative. Tullius Hostius, when twice concerning the Albanians and in the third time concerning the Sabines, he had his triumphs. A shrine to Saturn he consecrated from a vow, and the Saturnalia then, the first time, was instituted at Rome. Although, as you can see there in the accusative, Varro in his sixth book, which is about sacred temples, he writes, so this is in the infinitive up here because of invenio, and this here is now in scriba. A temple of Saturn near the forum, it looks like, had to be built. It was located, Tarquin, the king, located it there, put it there. But Titus Larchium, the dictator, he's the one who dedicated it to Saturn. Neither does it flee me, neither does it escape me, that Gallius writes that the Senate had decreed this, that the temple of Saturn should happen or be. To this matter, El Furium, tribune of the military, was in charge, taking the dative. It had an altar, and before Cenaculum, strange place for a full stop. Okay, there at this place, in the Greek way, with a covered head, the divine matter or activity happens, because first was by the Pelasgis and post afterwards by Hercules. Thus so they think that it was done from the beginning, a principio. 3. But the temple of Saturn, the Romans wanted it to be the treasury, because the time in which I guess Saturn lived in Italy, they say, there was no furtum commissioned, there was no robberies committed in his territory, or because under him there was not anything private of anyone. So it was very communist. Neither to mark out the ground or to partition or divide the plains or the land with a limit was fast, so it was not legal to mark the ground or impose limits. Everything was chucked in the middle, everything was common property. Ideo usually means for this reason or therefore. I put him with Saturn. I was located the money which was of all the communal money of the people. Under him, everything universally was very communist and communal. This I shall not pass by, that the tritones, when their horns were placed above the peak of the temple of Saturn, since from the commemoration of this temple to our age, history was very bright and being very vocal, but before it was mute and obscure and unknown. So he sort of cut off the sentence there. Okay, so it didn't cut off. I'm guessing that cum wasn't when, it was just the tritones, which are half fish, half people, with their horns, were placed on the roof. Okay, so that's probably why it's male as well. That makes more sense. Which is testified that the tails of the tritones are submerged in the ground It's at the ground of the roof and hidden anyway. Now, or moreover, why Saturn himself is seen in chains. Various Flaccus says the cause or reason, he's ignorant of it. But to me, in the reading of Apollodorus, thus he suggests that Apollodorus says Saturn's tied through the year with a woolen bond or chain, and he's to be released to that day of the festival for himself, the festive day for him. This is in the month of December. Okay, Daily Dictionary. Itero usually means to do a second time or repeat, but we've got to repeat, rehearse, or relate. It's got plautus there. Okay. Where were we? And then that's where this proverb is ductumed from. If you know about aqueducts, it leads water, so the proverb is ductum or tractumed from there. It comes from this saying that the gods have woolen feet. So there's a bit of a story that they have a woolen chain that holds him, and there's a proverb that the gods have woolen feet. But it looks like moreover or but or however, in the 10th month, this signifies the seed in uterus. We'd say 9 months in the uterus. They include it as a 10th month. That a soul grandescas or grows into life. Then, until that time, it erupts into the light. There's a birth. That's detained by nature or of nature or something in some soft chains in the uterus. Okay.